Ryan, it's gotta be tough. This seems like one of those times when you just want to go home and give your kids a hug because of a frustrating game like this.
Yeah, well, I think, there's some positive we can take from it. Offensively, I thought we made some strides, especially we've got to get a little bit cleaner. And, unfortunately, every time we get going on offense and we get a drive going and we score some points, I feel like we give up a touchdown every time, right? So, the bye weeks, there, I told the guys, take some time to reflect on it. I will as well, look at all the games, find ways we can be creative to find an edge. But yeah, I think that's what it is. These guys got to lick the wounds a little bit, spend some time with the family, and let's look at some things and just come back motivated with a lot of urgency.
Consistency is basically what you're missing right now. What can you do to improve that?
Yeah, the big snap penalties, it's been too much on offense. We've had too many penalties on defense. Yeah, we got to find ways to, maybe we shrink it, and try to find an identity what we're good at, right? Try to get coaches to use the ball more. I like Mattel stepped up tonight. We got some guys that can make some plays, but like you said, consistency hasn't been there. We've done some good things, but we haven't done it for a full 60.
Defensively, how do you guys feel like you struggle with that matchup with Ken and Waller? What exactly is it just good player making those plays, or just being coverage areas and stuff to get that better?
Well, I think he made great plays on the ball. Kenny's a great player, but at the same time, I thought we were peaking in the backfield. Got him in our blind spot. We lose sight of where he's at, right? Now we could play some different coverage too, to play cloud coverage and try to stop those deep balls. So we got to look at that defensively. Find ways where we can keep it in front of us a little bit better. We got to understand that Kenny's one of the best receivers in the league. He makes those plays, but we can't make it that easy on him.
Is this also just you guys have been hit hard by injuries on defense and starting to take a toll?
Well, we're not making excuses for that, right? All these guys are pros. That's why they play professional football. The next man up is always our model, but. Maybe on a short week, I would say that, but, they outplayed us. I just feel like we got to find an identity as a team. We got to come together and find ways to win. And as coach staff, we got to look at ways to put them in the right position.
Ryan, obviously when we spoke Sunday, you said you weren't too thrilled with the offensive effort in that game. Translated to tonight, you mentioned they did take strides there. Was there anything in particular, apart from what you've already said, that impressed you tonight?
Well, I think we got to find a way to run the football. You know what I mean? And, we allow them to get after the quarterback. Our whole line's on the island when we're stuck in second and long. And that got away from the run game because we were stuck in second and long, right? I thought our run game got better in the second half. We got to find ways to run the ball now. We're looking at more gap schemes. Right now we're just in a zone team, and we got to find ways to be creative. I think our perimeter game's been pretty good. You've seen that. The speed sweep with Kevin, we had another one set up for the tailback. We can block the edge properly, and then, being second, 14. So, a lot of work to do.
And then just another one for me. How good does it feel to have that trust with Janari Grant back there that, when he's turning balls, anything can happen at any moment, whether it's a special play or even like tonight with the fucking lateral to score a touchdown? Yeah,
that was a great design by Nick. Janari's a special player. I think that was a boost we needed to do to get back in the game, but then again, our cover units, we give up another return to the house, right? At the wrong time. It was never the right time for it, but, I just feel like once we dig our way back and we get back in the game, then we kind of give them a score every time. So I got to look at the analytics on that. I got to look at different things. So, all three units, we're just not there yet. And, the offense isn't playing well, that we need the defense to pick it up, right? Same thing, the offense got to pick it up when the defense isn't, getting stops, and especially it's got to be consistent all 60.
Ryan, you said before this game that it's a must-win. You go into the bye week now. What's the objective over the next 7 to 10 days?
Well, I got to look at a lot of stuff over the bye. We'll run our reports or our self-scouts, but I want to look at the film. Film don't lie, so we're going to have to look through every play this year, all three phases, and look at what we're doing good, what can we build off of that we've had success at. But, we got to get creative. We can't just line up and play football. We're not playing that good right now.
And maybe this is going to be open-ended intentionally, but we're expecting changes throughout the roster in terms of when you the film, make adjustments in terms of guys in positions and whatnot.
Yeah, I think Laybourne played pretty well. I think maybe we found a spot on our offense playing tailback, and I don't want to make any suggestions that we're going to make any changes until I look at it, but. the tough part is we don't really have a lot of bodies to put in there, so we'd have to, look at our scouting department, if there's anybody we can bring in the building, but, yeah, we gotta use this week to get healthy and, recharge our batteries. Thanks, guys.